I regret nothing.
Welcome to the Running with Scissors I Regret Nothing podcast with Mike J, John Merchant, and Kurt Willoughby.
Well, here we are. Give or take a half an hour earlier than that disgusting, long-haired fuck on the bottom right of your screen said. Well, I know our bumper said that it was going to be me, John, and Kurt, but it's actually we got Marcus Davis back. Marcus is the guy that voices all the males in Postal 2 and beyond, and you know, going forward, we might use some of his music because, you know, as you know, we've used his old band Fate was in a lot of our old Running with Scissors videos. And his new band, which we'll talk about a little later, is going to be in our future stuff. I'll even play their new song at the end of the show, so you can all check it out. He can tell us all about his bandmates and his new venture that he's taking part in. And then we've got Kurt Willoughby back. It's been a while.
Howdy.
How you doing, Kurt? How's fatherhood? How's not watching anything that I tell you to watch?
I watch everything you tell me to watch. I just haven't watched the Expanse.
Literally everything. Okay, and then we got the guy with no camera because he is a poor Eastern, Western Bloc, whatever the fuck you want to call it, an ex-Russian country. He lives there. He doesn't know what time it is around the world, and now he's finally learning what it is. Rich, how you doing, Rich?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Oh, man, I love you, Rich. How are you? I miss you. It's been so long. I haven't seen you since Gamescom last year.
Yeah, it's been a year since the Gamescom. Oh, man, how time flies, huh?
Yeah, it does. So we haven't had a podcast in a while. Our last one was December 29th. That was a long time ago. And I'm guessing that Rich hasn't seen the new Star Wars movie, has he?
I have not, no. I still don't care about the new Star Wars movies.
But you know we're going to talk about it, so why don't you at least pirate it or something? Just watch this stupid thing.
Oh, I know we're going to talk about it, but at this point it's just too entertaining to keep up the whole thing about me not watching them and you getting mad at me for not watching them.
Now it's just a back and forth between the two of us. It's like sexy banter, right?
It's a bit.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the people tune in for. That's what they want to hear.
That's what Kurt's up there ripping his fucking beard hair out over right now. It's very fun to watch. So it's been 7 months. What's been going on in everybody's lives? Well, Marcus has a new band. Kurt, I don't know. What's been going on in your life, Kurt?
Not a great deal, really. Just carrying on with work, carrying on with whole daughter thing. She's being a dick at the moment. She's recently started to lie, which is fun.
How old's your kid?
She's just over 3.5.
Was your kid lying a lot when he was 3, Marcus?
Or
do you not remember because that was literally 18 years ago?
It was so long ago it's hard to remember, but I'll tell you, that's once that crap starts, that's when the real fun starts. But you're still in the fun years, you know. Wait till about 13. Yeah, about 13, you want to talk about lying. Oh, boy.
That's the real fun. And I don't really care what Rich has been up to. So, but I will let Rich give an update on anything Running with Scissors if you want to give a quick update.
Yeah, sure. I guess since the last podcast that we did, the big updates have been the latest patches that we did for Postal 2 and Paradise Lost. That was very recently for Steam. And also the big thing is that we also managed to update our games on GOG.com. And we've also made Paradise Lost available on GOG. So all our old GOG fans that have gotten really mad at us over the years because you thought we abandoned you, well, we finally got the chance to, you know, give you what you've been after. So if you've been holding out for that DRM-free version of Paradise Lost, now's your chance. And
quick question:
I gave a bit of a statement.
Is our feed frozen on Twitch right now?
That looks fine to me.
Maybe it's just my internet because I'm the one streaming this out. So
So I gave a bit of a statement about this on the GOG forums, but in case people are still really upset and mad at us because people did seem to think that we just didn't care about our GOG fans anymore, and that really wasn't the case. We had been trying to get Paradise Lost on GOG ever since we finished it, but we just kept being stonewalled and running into all sorts of technical problems that just made it impossible to get it done until just recently. So we got it done as quickly as we could.
We're there. That's, I know there's some Steam haters out there, so it's about time that we gave these people what they deserve. Because, we did want to. It was definitely an uphill battle with them. We're not really sure why, but yeah, people say they are seeing it freezing. I'm going to guess that my internet connection doesn't love me streaming it to Facebook and Twitch. I'm going to guess that's kind of a problem. But
yeah, that could be it.
Well, whatever. I'm going to keep doing it. So it's kind of what it is. So this isn't really since our last podcast, but holy crap. Fortnite is fucking everywhere. I mean, are you guys all playing this game?
Not Fortnite, no.
No.
Not me.
No, Rich?
Yeah, I really haven't gotten a chance to get into any of the Battle Royale stuff.
Everybody on Earth is playing it, and not one of us is playing it. Isn't that...
I've tried Fortnite. I've tried it out, but I just can't get on with it.
No, everybody is getting on with it. It's like little kids are playing it. I was at
fine
Animal
for them,
Kingdom.
but I'm not.
I was at Animal Kingdom last month, and I was talking to very young children who were just like, Fortnite, 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 Fortnite. It has like become this huge... I don't even know how to explain it. So much so that Epic is giving money back to people. They've made so much money, in fact, that if you were a retailer on the Unreal Marketplace and you put up any sort of models or sounds or code or anything like that, they lowered their royalty percentage and they're refunding everybody that the money that they've taken from them, or I don't know, what was it, up to 4 years or something like that? That's insane.
Wow.
Jesus.
I mean, that's like unheard of.
It's intense.
And
That's a good business model.
Well, right. I mean, I don't know what that totals out to. It's probably a couple $100,000, but it's nothing. It's piss. They make $100 million plus a month off of Fortnite, if not even more than that. So like, it seems like such an easy thing to say, but you don't see other companies doing that. Nobody does that.
No.
Bezos isn't doing that. That Apple's not doing that. And it's just not ever Steam's sure as shit not going to do that. So it's pretty amazing to see these things happen, and it's pretty funny to watch that whole like battle royale scene go where it went. I mean, I remember that Fortnite was nothing more than a little rip-off of PUBG. Well, before that, it was actually just a little building game, wasn't it? I mean, they were just making like a game where you built stuff.
It was building, and it was I think it was a zombie survival game, if I remember correctly. It was some kind of survival
game.
And
then they just said, "Hey, y'all, we need to copy this PUBG game." And then they just blew past them. I mean, PUBG's still making a fuckload of money, and it's all over the place. But it's definitely the more, we'll call it adult, but it's not the kiddie game that Fortnite has become.
Right.
It helps that they are trying to take people's money at every opportunity they can, though.
Yes.
So it doesn't feel like Epic are like making everything like behind a paywall or anything.
You mean
else.
like you don't start the game naked and you can't play in clothing unless you buy clothing?
No, you start with some basic clothes, and you can get some crates that you don't have to pay to open, but most crates you have to buy a key. And it's things like they've done this event recently where you can do it without paying, and you get 3 daily missions, and you have to do things like drive a vehicle for a certain distance to get a certain amount of XP. And as you go up the levels, you get some items of clothing at first that you'll only keep for like 2 weeks and then it's gone.
I'm gonna eat this banana on the air, and I'm not trying to interrupt you by making it look like I'm eating.
As long as you do it centrally,
I won't mind. I'm hungry right now, so I figured I would slowly eat this banana while you talk about Fortnite.
Okay, it might be a bit distracting. Or you could pay for the event, and then you get access to a lot more missions, which means you can go further up the levels a lot faster. You can get 2 items that you can keep forever. Something that has annoyed me is, as Mike and Rich know, I don't know if you do, Marcus, but I've been on YouTube for a long time, and I started off with a channel called F4 Games, and I started playing PlayerUnknown with that name. Not long after it, I started a new channel, but you can't change your name. There were tons of people just asking them, when are they going to implement the ability to just change your name? It shouldn't be anything difficult. And they kept saying, it's something we'll do at some point, whatever. Yeah. It's been over a year now, and they finally made it available, but you have to get to level 16 in this event to do it. And then you get access to being able to change your name, which you can change it once for free, and then you have to buy keys if you want to change it again.
That's lame.
Why are we not making any money off this paywall crap? What are we doing? I'd be able to buy more lunch than this banana.
We're trying to be good to our customers?
Yeah, I guess so. One day we're going to fuck you all. That's what I think. But it'll feel good. It won't be like the bad fucking.
I don't know. I mean, you can make a lot of money doing that, but people will hate you. Is the thing.
There's got to be like a scale here, you know, like the hot crazy scale for women. Like there's got to be like a just enough financial fucking to the customers where they don't hate you, but they still.
Yeah, like Fortnite.
Like Fortnite. Nobody hates Fortnite. And they're taking everybody's money. They're just printing it. They're printing cash over there. And, you know, everybody thought it was going to become this huge Battle Royale craze at E3. I mean, there were some announced, but I didn't think it was as bad as it was going to be. I mean, it's going to be a mode, obviously, in all these different games, but it's not everybody's focus. It wasn't like announced every which way but Battle Royale, you know, so.
Yeah.
You see what happened to the Culling 2?
I did not.
Well, do you know about the first one, the Culling?
Mm-hmm. You can tell the fans because if they might not just review it.
Yeah. Well, with the Culling, that was one of the, if not the first kind of major battle royale game where you crafted your own melee weapons, and then you could get onto crafting actual guns and things like that. I can't remember how many people it was, but it was an area with people. You have to kill each other as the area is shrinking. Last man standing wins. Mm-hmm. And basically, people loved it when it came out, and then they just patched it to death. They took everything everyone enjoyed about it out with every patch and made it worse. And then, was it last week or the week before, they suddenly announced, tomorrow we're releasing the Culling 2, which no one asked for because they just wanted the Culling 1 to be what they enjoyed before. And basically it was take their initial concept of the Culling game and completely scrap it for just following trend with this whole Battle Royale, what it is now.
Yeah.
And everyone's hated it, so much so that they have now announced that they are pulling it from the stores. You can't get on Steam anymore. They've just completely yanked the game. They're making the Culling 1 free to play, and they're going to try and basically roll it back to what it was closer to when it was first released. So hopefully people will start playing it again.
Yeah, I was just looking at that game actually in either the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Store the other day. It was possibly the Culling, but I was just perusing some games and not one I actually did kind of just look at. So it's funny you should mention it.
I played it when it first came out, and it was fun, but it got boring after a while. I think it was the updates that were just killing it off. So
yeah,
it might be worth looking into if they're rolling it back.
There was another Melee Battle Royale game that was in early access called Mordhau, and that just kind of got canceled.
I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, I have a key for it. It was interesting. It was much better looking than the Culling, but it was on early access, and they just ended the project. So I don't know. You know, there's only so many battle royale games that can succeed. In fact, what I wanted to talk about next, which has also happened all since our last podcast, was the death of Cliffy's company, which I don't know. I knew the guy. He wasn't the worst man in the world. He was always nice to us, and he happened to like Running with Scissors and Postal and all that stuff. And they spent a ton of money on a game that bombed, and then they clawed back with this horrible extreme early access demo. What was the game called? Radical Heights? Is that what it was?
Yeah. I never got to check it out. I saw a bit of video about it.
Boss Key Games is the name of the company. It was Cliff Blazinski.
Okay.
He used to be with Epic. He was one of the big Unreal guys. And he came out with a game called... what was the game called that Boss Key did that failed miserably?
I was looking at it earlier and I can't remember
this in the stupid notes. Well, somebody just say it in the chat. Jesus.
Lawbreakers?
Lawbreakers. That's what it is.
Yes, okay.
So
yes,
it's a really shiny arena-based shooter, and I don't know, people just didn't play it. You know, multiplayer games are finicky like that. Like, they either take off or they die real quickly, because if you don't have people playing them, nobody's going to play them.
Right.
It's kind of cyclical, and that game lost a ton of money. I mean, it's supposedly a bigger issue than just, you know, shiny game that nobody wanted to play. It has more to do with their publisher and them dropping the ball on it and charging too much for it, and then I don't know.
Yeah.
There was a lot of issues, but clearly there was a lot of money lost. And a couple months ago, it was kind of announced out of nowhere that they were working on this battle royale game called Radical Heights, and it was like this 1980s style game, and they came out with they called it ultra early access, meaning like nobody should see it, and that is exactly what it was. I mean, like, it was garbage. It was really, 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 really bad. And I don't say that the game would have been bad. It might have been great in 6-7 months, but instead it was just total crap, and they put it up on Steam, and I mean, it really did get negative review barraged for a little bit, and it kind of evened out a little bit. But, yeah, about a month later, 3 weeks later, they just went out of business.
Yeah. Well, having failure will do that.
Well, and that's it. I mean, I guess they had X amount of dollars to throw at some new project. They threw it out there. They put the free version up, and then they put up the, like, the $50 one that you could, like, you know, help donate to them. And I don't know, maybe they sold a bunch of those, and then they just ran with some money. I really don't know. I don't know. I mean, the game had potential, but man, they that's like us spending a couple weeks building a map, buying a bunch of assets on the Unreal Store, and then releasing it to the masses as an ultra early access game. It just wasn't ready to be out there, and I don't know. Yeah, everybody's talking about Postal 3 like that was an accidental ultra early access game, and they're not wrong. That was a raving piece of shit, and to anybody that bought it, I'm sorry, we're not giving you your money back, but it was garbage. If you get a free copy of it with your Postal 20th anniversary, feel free to give it to someone you don't like and tell them it's a really good game, and then laugh at them later when they find out that it's really not a very good game. Rich, do you have anything to say about any of this? Are you even here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just managing all the questions.
Oh, yeah, we have questions. Can someone link me to those?
Yeah, just a second.
You got it, Rich?
There we go.
Yep, everything's good.
And I'm still hungry after that banana. Weird. Does the game sell well on GOG?
Maybe you should eat more. Just keep putting more bananas in your mouth.
Add some protein bars. Let's take this question from Wimmer. Does the game sell well on GOG? Historically, it's always done all right. I mean, you can't even compare GOG units to Steam units. It's like comparing Microsoft to Running with Scissors. It's not even close. Like, yeah, it does well, and we have a good fan base there, but it's it doesn't matter. We could do really well for GOG, and it's just not a lot of units. So while we're happy to be there, it just doesn't have the same exposure. It's nice, but it's just not. It's not in the same class. Waluigi wants to know, is there a chance that there will be another Postal game or at least an expansion pass? I'm guessing he meant pack. Yeah, probably. There'll probably be another Postal game. It's really all we do, which, for good or for bad, it means we're kind of screwed if we don't make another one. So it's safe to assume there probably will be another Postal game. So thank you, Waluigi. Mr. Bobman, why weren't you guys at the Microsoft E3 press conference this year? I was at E3, but I don't go to any of the press conferences. I just go there for meetings and to try to sell myself like a prostitute, because there's a lot of horny men in town looking for a nice, supple boy. Maybe next year I'll send Rich. He's a supple little boy. He did well at Gamescom when we sold him. Jack wants to know ass or tits, so I'll let Kurt answer that one.
Tits, because if you press them together, they can look like an ass.
A reasonable answer. How about you, Marcus?
I would say ass, because my girlfriend has no tits.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, my wife has both. So.
And Rich, how about you, balls or shaft?
As for ass or tits, I refuse the premise where I had to choose between the two, because I think they're both just excellent.
I don't even know what to say. Okay, Scoot Sam. I'm going to answer one more question right now. Am I the only one who thinks that the character Dib from Invader Zim was inspired by the Postal Dude? They both look pretty similar. I don't know who that is. I guess
No idea either.
Everyone's Googling it now.
I mean, he wears a black jacket that has a smiley face shirt under it, and he's got a little hair flip. So, yeah.
He just looks like a greaser from the 50s.
But with a duster on. And, you know, it's not an alien shirt, so, I mean, I could see that maybe it's possible. I'm not going to say for sure, because I don't know who these guys are, but I know this show's relatively well known. So, yeah, good job, guys. Thanks for digging deep and finding that. So the next thing I'm going to talk about, I'm not sure anybody's going to even be able to talk about it because nobody's actually watched the show. But a couple months ago, The Expanse, the new season, debuted on Sci-Fi here. And a couple episodes in, Sci-Fi was one of the many networks that announced all at the same time the shows that they were not renewing. This included Fox with Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Fox with The Mick and a bunch of other shows. Sci-Fi decided not to renew The Expanse. And that blew the fuck up. It became this massive, massive online campaign to save the show. And, you know, it got a few 100,000 signatures on Change. The fans did a GoFundMe to pay for a flyover of Amazon Studios with a Save the Expanse banner attached to it. And we did our own little linkage to it because the people that are on our team that watch it love it. Nobody in this video chat has, right?
Not I.
Not you, Rich?
No, I have.
You have watched it?
The Expanse? Yeah, I have.
Oh my god. Maybe I'll change your photo to a better looking guy.
No, I mean, I didn't let the fact that you liked it stop me from watching it, and it turned out that it was actually a really good show. A lot of the characters were some of the most interesting sci-fi characters I've ever encountered, and the world was genuinely really well developed.
That is correct. And it was so well developed that Jeff Bezos himself, on the spot at a space conference, which all the cast of The Expanse was attending, despite the fact that their show was in limbo. I guess he met with the cast, just said he loved the show, blah, 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 and they didn't even know. But in the time it took him to go from meeting them to his keynote, he had had a chat with people back at Amazon Studios, and he was like, we need to save the show. Let's just save it. And he announced live in front of the cast that they didn't know was coming that Amazon was picking up The Expanse. So from its death knells on Sci-Fi, which isn't uncommon, it's kind of like Fox. It's like where shows go to die. The Expanse was saved by Amazon. So now it's going to be a less fixed time length show. They'll probably release all the episodes at once, which I'm kind of for and against. And they won't have to do the horrible dubbing of the very few and far between cussing that's done on the show, because Sci-Fi definitely dubs over those, and it kind of takes you out of the world a little bit. But for those of you that haven't seen the show, I know I have done nothing but promote this on this show, but The Expanse is definitely one of the better shows to be put on TV in a long time. I will preface that with the first few episodes require some stamina, because they are world building and they are a little bit noir, and they are well worth it, because after episode 4 it kind of takes off, and it gets really good. So here is my proclamation. By the next time we have a podcast, Kurt will have watched at least some of it. Marcus, because you have a lot of fucking free time, will have watched all of it. And
I did watch the first 2 episodes. Like you said, that was hard for me to keep going, but I will try to persevere.
Episode 4, it's called CQB. It stands for Close Quarters Battle. It is a great episode, and everything from there on out is pretty much fucking insane.
I'll give it a try.
2.5 seasons after.
If I remember correctly, this is a program that I wanted to check out off my own back a while ago, but I just didn't get around to it because Adam Savage keeps going on about it. If I remember correctly.
He was actually in the second season of it, and at the beginning of the third. Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember him announcing all that and getting super excited about getting some of the props and things like that. So
yeah, you should watch it. It's very good, and it's on Netflix for you out there, so you can just watch the first 2 seasons on Netflix. But you'll be so into it that you'll need to do something to find the 3rd season, because I know it's a whole pain in the ass abroad to find the 3rd season. Unless you might be able to buy it on Amazon out there, because that's how you have to watch it here right now.
Maybe.
But
something I find interesting is that you say about the whole thing where a load of shows got dropped, and it was a big thing of The Expanse getting signatures and all that to get picked up. Here, I noticed that it was mainly about Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Well, that was funny. That was almost immediate. Like, it got dropped from Fox, and it was picked up, I think, by NBC in about 10 seconds. But supposedly, it's actually like produced by NBC, but then Fox had the airing rights to it, so it wasn't like it was some major saving. It was like, okay, Fox doesn't want it, so NBC just took it right away.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't look too deeply
I actually
into
stopped watching the show. Like, we really liked it, and I don't know, the characters just started raking on my brain the last few episodes, so it's been like out of my mind for a while. I don't know.
I don't get it. I've not sat and watched a full episode, but my wife really likes it, and the bits that I see are just kind of looking at. I don't get the humor at the moment, but I think if I give it a chance, I probably would.
Yeah,
you do need to give it some time. It is funny. But have you watched Arrested Development?
Not the new ones, no. I forgot about that. I need to get on those.
So for all of our fans that have or haven't watched Arrested Development, you have to watch now. It's been twice over brought back onto Netflix. The newer seasons are not nearly as good as the older ones. But
isn't there a load of controversy going on with that with the actors because they recut the last season?
Well, they recut it because it was all out of order, and it was really hard. Like, there were these 35-minute episodes, basically all about one character, and the time frame jumped all over the place, and there were jokes that didn't pay off until you got way farther along onto the show, and the whole season was just rough. And then a couple months ago, they all of a sudden out of the blue announced A, they're going to release a recut version of season 4 that's chronological, and B, season 5 is just about ready. So it kind of came out of nowhere that all of a sudden this shit was happening. and they re-released the season 4, and I actually it was much better to watch.
Yeah.
We blew through it in a couple of days, and it was still not great. Like the plot is not amazing, and some of the jokes still fall flat. But cutting it like that made it so much better.
I heard it was a massive improvement, but there was a whole thing with the cast that they got paid for the amount, like basically their screen time, and apparently with the recut, their characters get more screen time, but they're not being paid more for getting more screen time now.
Well, the other controversy is that Jeffrey Tambor is on the show on the new season.
Yeah,
he was already fired from his other job for harassing women, which doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
No.
And poor Michael Cera, he was so cute as a kid, and now he's
so
freaking
ugly.
creepy.
He's so hard to look at. It's so bad.
He's downright creepy.
God.
So the thing is, I didn't see Arrested Development until Michael Cera made it big with, well, I think it was around Scott Pilgrim time.
Yeah.
And I went back and watched it, and it was so weird to go from what I knew of Michael Cera back to that.
Yeah, he was a cute kid.
Yeah, he's just a really weird bird-looking man. He's funny. I like his awkward acting style, but man, he is weird looking. I saw somebody in the chat talking about Westworld. Do any of you watch Westworld?
Nope.
No, I can't, because I can't remember where you have to go to get it. I keep waiting for it to come on Netflix, and apparently that's not
HBO.
HBO, yeah.
It's very weird, and episodes are not super easy to understand, but it is amazing. It's very, very, very good. Somebody else talking about Taboo. I started watching Taboo, but I kind of got a little bored with it. Did you guys watch Taboo at all with
no.
What's his name? The guy that played Bane.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's British.
Venom. He's gonna be Venom.
Yeah.
You mean the non-Spider-Man Venom?
Yes, I know, and that accent's a little hard to take in the
really
trailers.
Bad American accent that he's doing.
Yeah,
and he kind of sounds like he's a little stupid.
I'm gonna be optimistic.
The question is, why does Venom look like Spider-Man if Spider-Man's not there?
Exactly. Well, yeah, that's my problem with it, but we'll see.
They're going to explain that one away. And they just announced the new Joker movie is coming out next October.
2 of them, right?
Yeah, well, there's going to be 2 of them, but the one that they announced yesterday, the date for, is the one with Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yes, exactly.
That's going to be interesting.
Did DC
I can't see him as
Did
the
DC
Joker.
just decide, like, let's just let anybody make movies about our characters? No big deal.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I will say this. I've been watching Hulu, and I've been watching a lot of the DC animated movies. And there's some really good DC animated movies on Hulu to watch. But the real-life DC movies have not been great for me. But the animated ones have good.
That seems to be the stance that
Handmaid's
most
Tale?
fans
You've been
have.
watching Hulu. Handmaid's Tale has been pretty crazy.
I've seen it's popular, but I haven't watched that one yet. I just finished Luke Cage. I made it through the whole. That was bad for me. I didn't like it, but I had
said that the new season of it was really cool. I just didn't make it through the old one. So
I've seen the first season of Luke Cage. I haven't seen the second yet. I really liked the first one.
The first one was good. This second one, though, the acting is a little rough, and the writing's a little rough. But
the only ones
I made it through
up on are Daredevil and Punisher.
Okay. You didn't watch? Yeah.
I can't wait for the next season of Punisher. Have they even announced it? I don't even know if they have. They have to. It's so good. Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Really like Jessica Jones.
I didn't start it. Oh no, I did watch one episode of the new season, but I did like the original season of it. I just kind of fell away from those shows. There's just too many of them.
That's my problem with like the Expanse. There's just so many shows, and then when I go to watch it, another show pops up, and I'm man.
I've been spending the last few months watching West Wing, like just every single episode of West Wing, and I fell so hard into it. It's that's an amazing
You just
show.
need that Kevin Spacey fix, do you?
No, not House of Cards. West Wing.
Oh yeah, I got that wrong. Damn it.
Is it Rob Lowe? Is Rob Lowe?
Rob Lowe.
Yeah, it's
Rob
Lowe. Damn it. I got the shows mixed up.
How many lows would Rob Lowe rob if Rob Lowe could rob lows?
Oh man, come on. He's a good guy.
He'd be like pralines and dick.
Yeah. Did you guys see?
That's a Wayne's World reference.
Did you see the trailer that just came out for Robin Hood? I just posted it yesterday.
I didn't watch it, but I saw you posted that.
It's like a weird retelling of Robin Hood. It looks pretty cool.
How many Robin Hood movies have there been?
Recently, not enough. And
oh my God, how many though through history? I was wondering that when you posted that. I'm thinking to myself like, damn.
I mean, plenty.
For me,
of
the
them.
best one is still Men in Tights.
Absolute, yes.
Of
Dave
course.
Chappelle's.
But
like
this
one
one,
of Dave
you should
Chappelle's
check out
first
this
movies.
trailer. It's got Taron Egerton, the guy from Kingsman, the main guy from Kingsman,
Yeah?
who plays
Oh,
Robin
yeah,
Hood.
I haven't seen anything about it apart from yesterday. I saw a post on Facebook that Tim Minchin's playing Friar Tuck.
Oh, nice. He's funny.
Yeah, and Jamie Foxx is playing Little John or John Little or whatever the hell his name is.
You know what? I did see a trailer for it in a movie theater. Now that you're mentioning this, my stoner memory is coming back.
It was probably the teaser. This is the actual trailer, and it looks really interesting. Like, I don't know. It's I don't know. It's more modern. It's not like today, but it's definitely more modern than the original. Was meant to be, and I don't know. It looks pretty cool.
Sweet.
So check out your a Robin Hood.
Right
I don't really have a whole lot more to talk about since you guys didn't. Well, I guess Marcus saw Soul.
We've got a bunch of questions piling up.
Oh, I forgot about those. Are you guys working on Postal 4, a new DLC or something? I already answered that, so we can delete that one. Postal 2 Battle Royale mode when? We are not working on Postal 2 right now, so probably not anytime soon. What do you guys think about the Culling 2? Did you already answer that question?
Yeah, we've spoke about that. You have to go back and rewatch on YouTube.
Rich, are you rich?
I am rich, but I am not rich.
But he is a bitch. Can you give us Postal Battle Royale release date? Oh, man.
I
don't know. Maybe when we make another game, we'll include some Battle Royale stuff just to make fun of it. Does that sound good? Maybe not. I don't know.
By that point, it will probably be really outdated.
Yeah, probably. Has Redux done any better after the latest update? Did the Chinese buy it? No, and no. It's fucking poison. It's toxic. We put up the Chinese Postal 2, and it sells like fucking hotcakes. Put up the Chinese Postal Redux, and they piss on it. When will the Postal and Doom crossover be a thing? Is that something that people have wanted?
I've never
People
heard
are
of
asking
that.
for Postal to be crossed over with everything all the time, especially Payday 2. That's a big one.
Huh. Well, it's probably never going to happen. So if you want it to happen, you can make a mod for it and throw it up on Workshop, and we'll check it out. Which engine would you use to make a new Postal game? UE4, Unity, or some custom one? Unreal. That's the answer. We are an Unreal developer. We always have been. Postal 3 doesn't count because we didn't develop the game. Moving forward is the Postal Movie canon. No. No, it's not. It's its own standalone product. It is not the worst thing in the world, and if you haven't watched it, you should check it out. It's for sale on Steam. We put it on sale every once in a while, and it comes with the 20th anniversary. On that note, you guys should buy some 20th anniversaries. We still got plenty left over. See that stack behind me? That's only a fraction of what we have left. We made a lot of them. We sold well, but we'd like to sell some more. It's I put those together by hand, okay? Those took me a lot of time. I even had the help of some nice ladies from Mexico that helped me put those boxes together. And I want you all to have them. And in other news, I know I've said this before, but it is true this time. I am literally on the last few Krotchy dolls that talk. When I announced last time that I was almost out of them, I did find one more box of ones that, well, partially that worked. When these ones are gone, and I maybe have a handful left, 5, 6, I don't know, there will be no more talking Krotchy dolls anytime soon. So if you really want a talking Krotchy doll, order that shit up, son. On our site, it will not say that it talks. It is not guaranteed to talk, because even if they do talk, in the time it takes for me to send them to you, they might stop working. But they are talking right now. Some are. Whatever, they're cheap as fuck, okay? Buy the cheap Krotchy doll. If it talks, you got lucky. And all the broken ones, you can make them work. You just kind of have to cut them open and mess around with the electronics. It's not like, I don't know. Don't worry about it. Mike, why are we still here? That is an excellent question. I don't know why any of you watch this or pay any attention to the stupid shit we say. I thank you all for doing it, but I don't know. I don't know why we're still here.
What Mike means to say is just to suffer. See, that's a meme, Mike.
Trying
that's a
to
joke.
make you suffer. Is Postal Dude a demon or a normal human being? I don't know. What do you think, Kurt?
Yeah, I ain't giving away any answers.
I mean, he's probably a human being. I know that the voice in his head in Postal 1 was called the demon, but yeah, he's a human. This is the real world. Games are real. Postal Dude's real. What do you guys think about all the fan art posted on Discord? How about we let somebody that trolls Discord answer that? Kurt?
What?
I guess you're never in there. Rich, you tell him.
No.
Yeah, I'm probably the only one who actually looks at everything posted in the fan art, and it's all pretty fucking great. You guys who post that shit there, I love you all. You are amazingly talented. You guys should actually check out that channel because there's a lot of really excellent stuff posted there from time to time.
Is there a link you can give everyone? Is there an address?
I mean, it's on our Discord. There's not a link to the Discord channel. I can give the Discord link, which is discord.gg/RWS. It's that simple. It's just
there you go.
That's
all
our
I was asking. That's all I was asking, Rich.
Yeah, so just go to our Discord and the channel is
Discord.gg/RWS, and you can chat with Rich. Sometimes me. I'm in there too. Sometimes make an appearance.
Live chat with a hot Rich.
How do you expect me to come to this shitty lag? Well, if you were as old as I am, or Marcus is, you would remember a time in history where if you wanted to jerk off, you had to deal with waiting for porn to load. And sometimes you had to just do it to a leg or an arm. And
it was mostly just like 30-second clips that took 5 minutes to load.
Yeah, or you had to
they were
download
like this big
50 RAR files to join
I'm even
them.
older. I used to have to use the Sears catalog bra section. It's because we didn't have computers.
Victoria's
So
Secret, bro.
if you could get that, it was more like Sears.
There were kids that were busted in our school for jerking off to Nat Geos in the library. Man, that's some fucking dedication. But I guess, boys gonna be boys.
That's right.
When will Rick Hunter be featured on this podcast? I don't know. I know we talk about it, but I don't know. And I can get him over to the office to do it. On a scale from 1 to 1,000, how godlike and nigh-unkillable is Krotchy? I don't know how to answer that. Got any answer for that, Kurt?
43.
There you go. 42 is the more common answer, actually. It's the answer to life.
Yeah, but he's harder than the answer to life. So.
Exactly.
What? Wimmer wants
Kurt
me to
gets it.
dab.
What?
Wimmer's asking me to do something stupid like that.
Here, I'll dab.
Yeah, there it is. There's the RWS version of dabbing.
Yeah, but considering the lag for the stream, it's probably,
I
not.
didn't even see it.
Yeah.
What are our thoughts on Uwe Boll? He made a movie about Postal. That's what I think about him. He made a really terrible Kickstarter to try to make the second one. He's made a lot of really bad movies. Personally, I think he was a pretty nice guy, and I don't know, with Postal, I thought he was trying his best. Other than that, he probably should never make another movie again, because it's just not it's just not in his skill set. He could probably produce a movie, he could put people together, raise some money, but hands the fuck off, man. What's my favorite emoji? Sorry, what, Marcus?
Nothing. Just laughing.
Yeah, I wanted to add something real quick about Uwe Boll, because this is a movie that people generally don't know of his, but one that I watched and I thought it was actually in some ways pretty good and a really good watch. It's called Tunnel Rats, and that's one I recommend if people want like a really gut-wrenching movie that will like really crush your soul. Then Tunnel Rats is a really good one.
Oh man. What's my favorite emoji? Well, my favorite emoji is poop, and the reason why I say that it is poop is because I'm really into bidets. And since we haven't talked about them on this podcast yet, somebody on the Facebook mentioned it. I'm sure people in the Twitch are really on edge, waiting for me to do my latest PSA on why everybody needs a bidet. So here's the thing. Let's say you eat Chipotle for lunch, and then you go home and you just take this just massive liquid dump, okay? And you grab a wad of toilet paper because that is what is socially acceptable nowadays, and you just start mashing it around and wiping and wiping and wiping. It's still there, man. Your shit's still there. I'm not kidding. Go grab your peanut butter, wipe it on your arm, and then take a dry piece of paper and wipe the peanut butter off. Guess what? Your arm's going to still smell like peanut butter. Am I wrong? Am I wrong, guys?
Just not convinced on the full removal of the bidet. I think you need to do both. I think, and a wet wipe after, because that's really the best way.
I'm not saying there isn't a mixture of things that need to be done, but like, that's not what's socially acceptable. Like, I guess we sell wipies in places, but it's not common stay. Like, the common thing here is just to wipe your ass with paper at work, on the go. Like, think about that. When you're at the mall and you like see this like group of hot women walking by, all their asses smell. Because odds are they shit and they just wiped it with some dry toilet paper.
Well, I mean, unless you're going to shove your nose in their asses, it's not really a big issue, is it?
It's not a matter of that. I'm like, think of your carbon footprint. You say. This is like your brown carbon footprint, okay? Like, you wouldn't want to be walking around with a bunch of like disgusting homeless people that stink, right? You would like them to shower.
But that's not equivalent because you don't really feel the shit smell from them unless you get right up in their ass.
Yeah, well, who says you won't? That's a pretty negative attitude you got there, buddy. I walk around every day thinking, maybe.
No, but the usual rim job etiquette is that you shower beforehand. If you didn't, then that's on you.
But even if you shower, the shower is not directly on your asshole.
And what if you get a surprise rim job?
Yeah. What up?
Look, if you're going to give somebody a surprise rim job, you are accepting the risk that asshole is probably going to be a little shitty.
Some chicks like, I want to go in the family bathroom right now, and I want you to rim me. What do you do?
Yeah, then she is accepting. She is accepting the fact that asshole is probably going to be really shitty.
Man, computer player just says soak the toilet paper in water. You go try that right now. Tell me what you get, please. I would love to know what happens to the toilet paper when you soak it in water. No, man, it is not that hard. You're right. That doesn't work. Okay, we just need.
Yeah, Jackhead asks a good question. Who doesn't have a removable shower head? There's no difficulty in showering your asshole for a rim job.
Probably 75% of people don't have a removable shower head.
Wow, that's just depressing if you don't have one.
I mean, I do.
I do.
I have two because
I don't know
anybody
who doesn't have one.
I love the feeling of a bidet on my ass in the shower. Okay. Postal Ed says,
I don't know a single person who doesn't have a removable.
You be ready, Postal Ed, because there will be some bidet shit in Postal. I can promise you that. That is I solemnly swear that I'm going to put some bidet shit in whatever game we may or may not be working on now. Because I will preach this shit till the day I die. This is my movement. This is Mike J's movement. This is Mike J's movement. I call it Mike J's bidets. And all I'm trying to do is clean y'all off. I don't understand why I get such backlash about this. If I was like
nobody wants to hear about your movements.
If I was trying to talk you into like shooting piss out of a super soaker on people's asses, I can understand. But all I'm trying to tell you is to use water like you do in the morning, when you shower.
You mostly get backlash about this because you bring it up all the fucking time.
Yeah, but guess what? Sometimes you got to make change. How long did it take for civil rights to become a thing?
Are you comparing bidets to civil rights?
Yeah, but think about it. At first, everybody thought they were crazy. Earth was round.
Yeah, those are
Earth was
definitely
round.
an
Do you
equivalent.
remember when people thought the first people thought Earth was round? They thought they were crazy.
Jacket wants to know where is our HR department. He'd like to report a bullying.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
What would you like to report? You think I'm bullying you because I'm telling you I want you to have a clean butt?
Look, some people just don't like the feeling of splashing water on their ass when they're on the
computer
toilet.
player. If your toilet paper didn't fall apart when you soaked it in water, then it wouldn't be flushable. Okay. The only reason you can flush it is because it breaks up when it's in water. Okay.
Yeah. You might have paper towels.
Yeah. If you're wiping your ass with paper towels, you might live in some fucked up country. When we used to go to Russia years ago,
He might just be using his hand
toilet paper
towel.
with me. I used to bring toilet paper with me back in the day because Russian toilet paper was literally mini rolls of paper towels.
Yeah, it's like John Wayne toilet paper. It's rough and tough and doesn't take shit from anyone.
Yeah, like the 3 seashells. The 3 seashells, man. That's got to be a bidet. Gotta be.
No, I saw a video yesterday.
I know what it is. You scrape your ass with it. That's wrong. There's no way in a civilized future that you scrape your ass with a seashell. The only logical answer is that in a civilized future society, you shower your butthole. Okay.
The
My
ocean
favorite
comes
bit with it is it's not just the scraping, it's the pinching.
It wouldn't work. Does everybody in the future not have butt hair? Are they all squeaky clean down there that scraping it and pinching it with 2 seashells is going to actually get everything off? That is just not practical, my man.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Scientists
rather
are
toilet
messing with
paper than
people's
3
genes.
seashells.
They can make everyone hairless.
Mike, you fold it 3 times and wet it lightly. Where do you wet it? Where do you wet your toilet paper while you are sitting on the bowl? I would like the answer to that question. And if the answer is a little sprayer next to your toilet, then you're wrong because that sprayer is supposed to be used on your ass.
Our toilet's in our bathroom, next to the shower, and there's a sink between the bath. There's a bath, sink, toilet. So
That's
if you wanted to do that, you could literally just do that.
That's a very small shower.
The reservoir, and behind you, you could take the lid off and get it wet there.
This is the most impractical garbage I've ever heard. Well, you know what else you might as well do at that point? Just wipe your ass with your hand. And then dunk your hand in the reservoir. Clean your hand off.
You might be onto something.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do. We are rapidly approaching a stage in evolution where butt hair is going to be seen as sexist. That's possible, but what I want to know is, when are we going to fix male pattern baldness?
Hear, hear.
Because I think if I had, I wish we could, get some gene therapy where we could select on our body where we want hair to grow and how thick. Up here, all day, thick as fuck. Down there, none. But I did figure something out a while ago. I don't know if I ever discussed this on the show. So years ago, I used to get my asshole waxed. And the reason for that was, number 1, you're way more likely to get a rim job if it's waxed. Okay. Number 2, you use a lot less toilet paper. This was before my bidet times. It was much easier to wipe with no hair, but your farts are louder. It's true.
More ass clapping.
Well, no, there's just no hair to diffuse the sound.
Right, so your cheeks are clapping more.
Man, think about all those chicks. The only reason you hear their farts is because they don't have hairy assholes. Yeah, that was just something I remembered to tell everybody. Some random running with scissors knowledge. I know you all wanted to talk about bidets, and I'm going to continue doing it. This show is brought to you by Mike J's Bidets. And if anybody needs more information or wants to know which one I recommend, feel free to hit me up on our Discord server, discord.gg/RWS, and I'll be happy to engage you about bidets all the time. Sounds like Mike J has a bit of an anal fixation, Jacket says. Yeah, so? That's where society's going, my man.
Well, Jack had also brought up a pretty good point, which is whether you're pro or anti-bidet, can we all agree that wetting your toilet paper is still a bit strange?
It is. That is not. That is
That
not.
is.
You know what? I'm all for wetting your toilet paper when you throw it in the fucking toilet. Okay, it doesn't work. You have to wet a paper towel. That's the only way to do it. Those are the only things that will stay, and those won't even stay if they get that wet. Unless you got, like, really good brawny ones or something. Who the fuck said that anyway? Who was it? I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna call this person out again. Just soak the toilet paper. Computer player. Man. I don't know where you get off, son. Spreading fake news like wet your toilet paper. That shit don't work. Who wets their toilet paper? That. Sundov. Yeah. This kid's right. What about those weird-ass people that use baby wipes and throw them in the trash? I'm one of those people. Because you can't flush them. I don't care what it says on the package. You should research that
I think that was the joke that he was making. He was making a little jab at you.
Well, yeah. I use a bidet, and then at the very end, you use one little butt wipey, and you go, like, maybe one knuckle deep just to make sure all the poop's gone. Gotta get in there.
That just seems a little excessive.
It's not excessive.
A bit excessive.
I want to be clean. And you know what? If you don't do that, you get itchy ass. That shit dries up, and you get itchy later.
That means you didn't clean it good.
Right. That's what I'm saying. If you're itchy, it's because you didn't clean it right.
It depends on the shit, I still say, man, because there's certain shits that a bidet is not going to
I understand
help
that.
you.
I just said I have a certain level of bathroom etiquette.
Yes.
I spray my ass.
There has to.
I spray my ass.
I agree.
Then sometimes I use a little toilet paper to see what's going on.
Yep.
Then I spray again. Then I use the dryer to dry it off. And then I take a butt wipey and I go one knuckle deep. Get it all out.
Sounds like you're preparing for a tattoo.
Well, basically the same thing. Basically.
And your asshole is just your asshole is just too sensitive, man. You're too obsessed with keeping it clean.
I think you fucking ex-Russian country people just don't care, and that's fine.
We don't. We really don't.
You don't have to care about the quality of other people's assholes, but that's just the kind of people that you are. I care.
Yeah, but you care about the quality of other people's assholes, and that's just a bit too much. It's too
not
much.
Too much. It's not too much. I think it's philanthropic. Anytime someone gets married around me, I buy them a bidet. I think it's a great wedding gift.
I'll remind me not to get married around you. Goddamn.
See, Sundov says the most important part is to go one knuckle deep. He's right. You got to get in there. There's nooks and crannies. This is not a flat surface we're talking about here.
I think this might actually be the longest bidet conversation we've had on one of these podcasts.
Well, it's because we ran out of other topics to talk about, and then someone reminded me that we haven't talked about bidets lately.
We still have questions.
It's because on your fucking itinerary it says ton of bidet talk.
Oh yeah, I just blew right past that, didn't I? Do you guys think hatred went a little bit too far? I mean, I don't really think much about it. They're allowed to do whatever they want. I didn't find the game particularly engaging, and I didn't play it very much. They happen to be relatively good guys over there, and big fans of ours, and we wish them the best. And they're not making anything like that anymore, so good on them. Are we proud of the Postal series, or do we feel it is a burden? If we felt it was a burden, we would stop making them. And, we made Redux, so clearly we don't think it's that big of a burden. Although that game is a fucking albatross now, but no, we're gonna keep working on that shit. If you couldn't get,
are you proud of it?
What?
But are you proud of the series? Was the question.
Yeah, I think it has stood the test of time. I consider it like a tale as old as time. Last question: if we couldn't get Zack Ward, who would we cast to be in the next movie? I don't know. That's a good question. Probably
yeah,
The
who
Rock.
looks like Postal Dude?
I think The Rock.
I mean, we'd have to get him a wig.
No. This is a retelling. This is a classic reboot.
So we're doing a Postal Dude who looks nothing like the Postal Dude. Okay.
So what? Postal Dude is a phenomena, not a person.
It's a lifestyle, not a choice.
Postal is the any man, okay? And right now, that any man is The Rock. All right?
I don't know.
He is the highest paid actor. Everybody wants to be him, and everybody wants to look like him.
I think that kind of disqualifies you from being an everyman if everybody wants to be you.
Don't tell me anything about what it is to be an everyman. You are not an everyman, okay? You are a
Neither are
idiot
you.
who doesn't know what the fuck Pacific is, okay?
No, you don't know what Pacific is because you told me the wrong Pacific.
You need to be more Pacific.
Hey, I just got a marriage proposal in the chat, so shut the fuck up, Rich. Wimmer, I love you, but I can't marry you. I'm already married. Sorry. That's all I got to say about that. Hey, I got an idea. Let's end this shit and let people listen to Marcus's new band. Oh, by the way, let's talk about Marcus's new band for a little bit. We could even listen to the song while we talk about it, but then people won't be able to hear it.
That was a stupid idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to play a little preview of it. How would I play a little preview of it for people right now?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to start this track, and then I want you guys to rock out to it, okay? I don't know if anybody else will be able to hear it in the chat. So, ready, go. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's playing in my ears, but I don't think it's playing on the Skype. But everybody that's in... Well, that means we can talk about it, right? Because only I can hear it, and it's just driving me nuts while I'm trying to talk over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're trying to let the people watching hear it, and it's still the same argument. If you're talking, they can't hear it.
It's true. Okay, that's enough. So, what is your new band called, Marcus?
We are called the Audiodacity, and the band is made up of me, and I'm jamming with one of the guitar players from the band Fozzy. His name
that's Chris Jericho's his band for all of you wondering. The wrestler.
Yeah, that's the famous wrestlers metal band, and they're pretty popular. They're doing really well right now. But the guitar player's name's Billy Gray, and he's from there. And the drummer's from a band called Allele. They were on Sony Records. And that's our first song. We went and recorded it up in Phoenix with Matt Good, the guy who just produced and recorded the latest Asking Alexandria record. So we're really happy to be working with him, and we're going to do a whole album. And that's the first song. So, yeah.
There you go, guys. I put a link in there for it, but it's theaudiodacity.com. And as you know, that was Marcus Davis. He's been with us for a long time, did all the male voices in Postal. He was the lead singer of the band Fate, PH8. We used to use their music a lot in all of our game stuff. And now he's jamming with Chris Jericho's dude. And it's the Audiodacity. So with that, I think I'm going to cut this Bidet podcast. Well, it's not short. That went for an hour. Good work, guys. I know like a quarter of it was talking about assholes.
We didn't even talk about Trump.
Podcast is.
We didn't even talk
Trump
about
didn't even get brought. Trump didn't even get brought up.
Oh, you really got him good. Yep, that's true. Trump's an asshole. All right, gotta go. Love you guys.
All right, peace.
Yep.
See you guys.
Bye.
Try getting by, telling lies so that you can run away. How many bridges you burn when you learn they return and come back another day? Wake up, enough is enough, you're running out of lies. Right now, turn things around, it's time to realize there's a time we live and there's a time we die. There will be times we laugh, there will times we cry with every breath. problems are truly coming from? What will you say when you can't run away and you pay for the stupid shit you've done? It's too late, you just can't escape.